Hello, and a very warm welcome to CPA with Udisha. If you're looking at the path to becoming a CPA and it feels like you're staring up at this giant, intimidating mountain, well, you're not alone. But today, we're going to make that mountain feel a whole lot smaller just by focusing on the very first step.
You know that feeling of being completely overwhelmed? It's so normal, I promise you. The journey to the CPA designation is a long one, but it's not nearly as scary as it looks when you just break it down into small, manageable pieces.
So, let's do just that. Let's just take a nice deep breath and focus on that one first step, the 14 prerequisite courses. We're just going to walk through them together nice and slow, one by one.
Okay, but before we dive in, there is one thing that is super important. The course names we're about to talk about are pretty much universal, but the specific course codes, those are going to be different for every single university. So, I've put a link for you right in the description below this video. That link will take you to the official guide for your school. Please make sure you use that as your official checklist. It's really key.
The good news is that these 14 courses, they aren't just one big scary list. They're actually split into two pretty simple groups. You've got your non-core courses. Think of these as your general business foundation. And then you have the core courses. These are what I call the technical heavy hitters. So let's start with that first group, the 5 non-core courses. These are really the bedrock of your business knowledge. Honestly, everything else you're going to learn in the CPA program is going to build right on top of what you learn here. We start with the classic, Introductory Financial Accounting. This is where you learn the fundamental language of business. You'll figure out how to prepare and understand those key financial statements. You know, the balance sheet, the income statement, the very things that tell you the story of a company's health. Next up, we have Introductory Management Accounting. So, if financial accounting is for people outside the company, like investors, this one is for the people on the inside. It's all about how managers use accounting information to make important decisions within the business. Then there's economics. This course gives you that big picture view. You'll learn about all the forces that shape our economy, from the small stuff, like why a product is priced a certain way, all the way up to the big stuff, like how an entire national economy works. Course number 4 is statistics. And trust me, this one is so practical. It's not just about theory. It really teaches you how to take a bunch of data, make sense of it, and then use it to make smarter, better informed business decisions. And the last of the non-core courses is business law. This one is all about learning the rules of the road for any business that operates in Canada. You'll cover important topics like contracts and all the laws that affect commerce. And just like that, you've gotten through the first 5. See? Not so bad. All right, deep breath. Now for the heavy hitters, the 9 core courses. These are definitely more technical, and they dig much deeper into the world of accounting. But don't worry, we're going to take them the exact same way, just one at a time.
These 9 courses, they really are the heart of your CPA education. This is where you'll build the specific technical skills that you'll need every single day as a professional accountant.
First up in the core is Intermediate Financial Reporting 1. This course takes what you learned in the intro class and goes way deeper. You'll get into the nitty-gritty, complex rules for how to account for a company's assets.
And right after that, you have Intermediate Financial Reporting 2. This is basically the other half of the puzzle. It focuses on liabilities and equity. Plus, you'll tackle some really tricky topics, like how and when a company is allowed to recognize the revenue it's earned.
Then we move on to Advanced Financial Reporting. This is where things get really complex, but also really interesting. You'll learn how to handle some of the most complicated situations, like when one company buys another, or how to deal with transactions that happen in different currencies. Next on our list is Corporate Finance. This course is all about the big money decisions. How do companies decide whether to invest millions in a new project? How do they figure out what their entire business is actually worth? That's what you'll learn here. Then we have Audit and Assurance, which is an absolute cornerstone of the entire accounting profession. This course teaches you how to be that independent, trusted auditor. You'll learn how to assess risk, how to gather evidence, and how to give assurance that a company's numbers are reliable. And next up, taxation. Yep, here you'll learn the ins and outs of the Canadian tax system, covering all the essential rules for calculating income tax for both regular people and for large corporations. After that, we have Intermediate Management Accounting. This takes what you learned in the intro course and dives way deeper. You'll explore how really sophisticated cost systems can help managers control their operations and make much sharper strategic decisions.
Next is performance management. Now, this course is so interesting because it's where you learn to connect a company's big picture strategy directly to its financial results. It's all about learning how to measure what really matters to a business's success.
And finally, the last course, Data Analytics and Information Systems. Let's face it, in today's world, accountants are data experts. This course teaches you how to use technology to analyze huge amounts of information, solve business problems, and, of course, keep all of that critical data safe and secure.
And that's it. That is the whole list, all 14 courses. I know, hearing them all listed out like that, it can feel like a lot. It might even still feel a little bit scary.
But here is the single most important thing I want you to take away from this today. You are not doing this alone. Here on this channel, CPA with Udisha, we're going to cover every single one of these courses together in detail. I'll be making dedicated videos for each topic to help you study and really understand them.
So just take one more deep breath. You've already taken the first and maybe the most important step on your CPA journey, which is simply understanding the path ahead. You can absolutely do this, and I'll be here to help you every step of the way.